The fact that the Italians have pretty much had a monopoly on the papacy up until very recently has made the Pope really the king of Rome. I mean, you know, the Pope, as an historical figure, has worn many hats, you know, so to speak. And one of them is that he was the absolute monarch of the city until very recently, or relatively recently, until 1870. So, of course, the Romans always had to deal with the Pope in a much more direct and a much more personal, immediate, everyday way than any other people. And so the Pope has always been a figure that the Romans have watched and been interested in and needed to know who he was and what he was about. The Romans, being a people who are particular to the city, I think they take the Pope on a case-by-case basis, in the sense that I think that the Romans are cynical enough not to have invested so much in the office as much as they are invested or not in the person. And so I think that the relationship between the Romans and the Pope has depended upon who the Pope is and how he appears to these people. And so I think that in the case of the last two popes, John Paul II and Benedict, I think that the Romans were not as attached to them as they had been to Italian popes. They were more interested. I don't think they could relate to these two men as maybe the rest of the Catholic world did and had a better time doing. And so I think that they're waiting to see whether the Church will go back to the tradition of picking an Italian as the Pope, or continue with a European, or maybe even go beyond Europe to the rest of the world.